Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Chilluminati podcast, episode 154. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Mike Martin, joined by my normal co-host, Jesse Cox. But yeah, we are out. For the very first time, this show is Alexless. We've all now missed the show once. His record is broken after 153 episodes. He's not here.
Good.
So instead, you may have heard his voice. We brought back a guest we had from one of some people's a lot of favorite episodes, the Egyptian colony in America.
You were on that episode?
That was it.
Town.
Yeah, Crendor, welcome back to the show, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's filling in on podcasts over the last 10 years of my life.
Dude, that's why I thought you were the first name. I'm like, that's Crendor's thing. That was his identity for about 9-10 years before.
That was just TB every time. He'd be like, Crendor, we have nobody today. Do you want to come on? I was like, sure do. I got stuff I want to promote.
Exactly. Exactly. And, to bring that flavor back, to give us a taste of that nostalgia, Jesse, I decided I'm giving up on the podcast and I handed the reins over to Crendor. I figure by the end of this episode...
Wait, what?
By the end of this episode, you will not only appreciate, but maybe even respect Alex when he has control of the episodes. Because today, everybody, Crendor is in charge of whatever topic or topics we end up covering today. And you can get extra coverage. I'm really bad at this, but you can get extra coverage over at patreon.com/Chilluminatipod. Over there, we'll be doing a mini-sode right after this episode that you guys can go listen to. We've got posters. We've got chill tracks. We've got free t-shirts.
Oh my God, you got
episodes. Everything. Yeah, we just, we throw everything in there. And if you support the show monetarily, we take care of you. Like our little babies. I give you a little cradle and a little kiss on the forehead.
And you get the amazing bonus show.
Yeah, exactly. The bonus show, the mini-sode, which Crendor will be a part of as well.
Whoa. No, that's way more than you get with our... No, I don't know what I'm doing on that one. I didn't hear anything about that one.
Good.
Maybe I am. This is way more than we do for our Cox and Crendor. We just yell at you.
But people seem to love being yelled at by you guys. You have a real chemistry when it comes to shouting at the listeners. So that's what I hope I get to enjoy today. But before you get the full control, last thing I want to say is, hey guys, in a few days, May 26th, we have a live show in Austin, Texas. We have a handful of tickets left. We're almost out. Grab them if you still want to go. If you can make it, come have a beer with us. Enjoy an hour and a half of us trying to convince you that aliens are real. Watch Jesse get mad at me and walk off stage. It's a tradition. And it'll be a really good time. We're going to have a great time there. So we hope to see you guys there. And for everybody who already bought their tickets, dude, there's so many of you. I'm so excited to see all of you.
I'm more excited than Mathis.
Are you? Are you sure?
Way more excited. I'm super hype, y'all. I can't ready to be in. I'm going to be in you, Austin. I'm going to be in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt too.
I'm so hyped for it.
I'm just as hyped.
Was that good enough, boss?
I think it was good. Good job. All right, Crendor. I'm handing the reins over. You have full control of your very first Chilluminati podcast episode. I'm excited to see what journey you decide to bring us on today. Take it away.
All right, no problem. So I'd like to start this episode out, since Alex isn't here, by telling an Alex story.
No.
I don't know what that means.
So, how do you feel about weed stories on this podcast?
Boy, hey, let's go.
What does that mean?
So, years ago, when I was in LA for, I don't know, something, I think me and Jesse were recording Cuphead. It was something like that. And we might have went to E3. I think it was for E3. And so we were just doing stuff. And one night, we were like, let's all go get food. And then I was like, I'll go with Alex, because everybody else was filling up the other car. I'm like, I'll go with Alex. We go out to his car. He reaches into his pocket to get his keys, and he goes, "Oh shit! I don't have my keys, but I got 3 joints."
Yes, that is actually just that is a.
Can I ask you a question really quickly? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Does this story have anything to do with paranormal stuff?
No.
This is an Alex story. This is an Alex story.
Checks out.
So checks out.
First thought, I was like, I don't know if I want to drive with this guy. But second off, I was like, he's got 3 joints but no keys? And how does he have 3?
Where were you coming from? His house?
It was Gerard's office.
He probably, this is his lunchtime joint, so he just had to make
sure.
Sometimes you got to get through the day, man.
Yeah. So there you go. Fun story.
The funnest story. One of the most fun. Not sure what that has to do with anything we're doing today. Why am I the one who has to keep us on track? What is happening?
It's fine. So, okay. I got 3 stories. All right. I feel like 3 is the best number for everything,
It is. It's a proper beginning, middle, and end. It's every Mario boss fight.
Exactly. It's the, beginning, middle, end. So, trilogies. Look at that. You got trilogies. Just the number of 3. I think there's a study on that where like 3 or like the odd numbers are actually people's favorite numbers to have. Like if you have objects, you want like 3 objects on your desk, or you want 3 options to choose from. Like there's something behind it.
Yeah, but for visually, I think for like I agree in like visually, because it's like nice to have like a center. I think your eyes kind of just get drawn to the center without 4 and all even numbers. There's no like proper center.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no idea what the two of you are talking about.
Bro,
that was like something I would have heard in a psych ward. I don't like.
Are you sure about
3
that?
is the proper number. 3 is the center. 3 is the proper center. You must have 3. Like that. It was crazy talk. What just happened here?
That's just it's marketing.
Just, odd numbers have centers. If you're going to collect things and you have 5 statues, you can have your center statue.
Look, you don't have to talk to me. You got to have triples. You have to have 1 to work with, 1 to show off, and 1 to store away. You got to have triples. No, I get it.
There you go. The 3s.
You got to have triples.
It's 3s. That's what we're saying. So the first story is from a thing we brought up on Cox and Crendor back in November. And I already know Jesse doesn't remember this because he doesn't remember like anything. So
he's got a lot going on in his life, as we've.
Yeah. By the way, shameless plug for Cox and Crendor, the best podcast.
That is one. You're gonna say that in front of me? You're gonna say this in front of me?
The second best podcast.
We don't even compete. We're not even the same. We're not even really in the same genre.
That's true.
Yeah. Tell yourself that.
We're co-optional podcasts.
This man's about to say a story that we already talked about on that. So yeah, we're not competing at all.
But we didn't get into it.
All right.
That's the point. So. This show actually has like structure and like themes. Ours is not whatsoever. So here we go. I'm going to link it to you and I'll link it to Jesse. He'll probably see it and remember. So there's a place in London.
Where are you linking to us?
I linked it on Discord.
Into Discord for me. I love the name Brompton.
Yeah. So this is the Brompton Cemetery Time Machine. All right.
What?
So this is a sealed mausoleum surrounded by mystery and unexplained theories. In the middle of the Brompton Cemetery in London stands a fascinating mausoleum in Egyptian style. The largest.
Oh my God! Oh, this is the same people who colonized America.
Yeah, those.
The Bromptons.
No, the Egyptians. The Egyptian style. This is an Egyptian time machine. Clearly.
Yeah. So when they came to America, they probably already had the time traveling technology.
Oh, that's why they got there.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
The largest and most elaborate construction in Brompton. It would be remarkable for its imposing stature alone, but there's more to the story. It is believed to be a fully functional time machine.
I want to know how I hope this gets explained, but I'm very curious how they got to this theory, shall we say.
Of a time machine?
Great question. Not even just a fully functioning time machine. Like it still works now and nobody's ever gone in?
I guess not. I don't know. Maybe they
have. It's a British thing, out of respect.
You got to get an American in there.
Yeah, an American would be dumb enough to be like, get out of the way.
And if there's nothing in there, we say we're sorry and we give you some democracy and we leave.
That's not. We never say we're sorry. Are you kidding me?
That's true.
You know what? Fair.
We give you that democracy, destroy your country, and then walk like you're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. That's Canada you're referring to.
Oh yeah, that's Canada. Yeah. All right. Hannah Cortoy. That's the next segment. Hannah Cortoy, born Peters, was a mysterious woman. She never married, but she inherited a fortune from an elderly merchant by the name of John Cortoy. She worked for him as a housekeeper and later took his name. There are rumors that she was his mistress, but also the mistress of kings, politicians, and other rich, powerful men.
Time out! All right. So, Hannah is like the lady lover of kings and the rich and wealthy, but also just works as a housekeeper for this guy who then definitely took his name. And there's no way anyone's taking anyone's name unless they are knee deep in Plowtown. There's no way. There's no way.
They probably were
taking the Bone Train to Bangburg.
She's the housekeeper. That's like a porn scene waiting to happen.
Are you saying
the lusty Argonian maid?
All right, that's not where I was not gonna be like, and then she was also part lizard. No, I'm like,
well, no, okay, listen. Well, if she was, then she'd be reptilian. That's a whole other conversation.
That happened with the HGTV couple, the Flipper Floppers.
What?
They were lizard people?
Maybe, but the main dude was like banging the maid. And then
that's why you can't have a maid when you're.
I mean, that's what happened to Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, like, I mean, it happens.
That's the thing. I would never trust any man around a housekeeper that's rich. 100%.
Wait, the housekeeper was rich?
Well, no, the rich person that has a housekeeper.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's just classic. I mean, that's classic movie banging right there.
That's classy movie bang and real life, apparently.
Yeah, it's just a real thing.
Yeah. Also, turns out that guy was crazy. He tried to shoot himself and ran away, and then they still kept doing flipper flop.
Talking about the house flippers,
the flipper flop people. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Man shot himself and then ran away.
Flop. I thought we were past that.
The flipper flop guy's crazy.
At first, I thought you were talking about Schwarzenegger. I was like, wait, what?
Flop.
Anyway, like many Victorians of the era, Hannah was intrigued by Egyptian iconography, particularly hieroglyphics. What are the other ones?
Thanks to Felix Gray for sponsoring this episode. And you ain't tired of hearing me talk about Felix Gray. You know why? Because I love my Felix Gray glasses. They're my favorite blue light glasses I've ever owned. They look slick, they don't have any weird tint to them, and they work better than any of the blue light glasses I've ever tried. In fact, Felix Gray filters out 15 times the normal blue light of most other blue light glasses. And I know scientifically the reason why, even if I am no scientist. And that's because Felix Gray does something that all other places should do. It builds that blue light filter right into the lens itself, so it's not laid over the top of it like so many others out there. If you suffer from headaches or maybe even a little bit of worse sleep time because you're always in front of that blue screen, let Felix Gray help you avoid those headaches. For me, it's the headaches that are gone that I'm happy about most. I sit in front of a computer almost all day, every day, and by the end of it, my eyes are strained and my head hurt. But with Felix Gray blue light filtering glasses, those headaches are a thing of the past. For the best blue light glasses on the market, use our URL, felixgrayglasses.com/chill. Both prescription and non-prescription glasses are available. You can check them out now at felixgrayglasses.com/chill. That's FELIXGRAY glasses.com/CHILL. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. felixgrayglasses.com/chill.
There's hieroglyphics.
Other things besides hieroglyphics?
Like what?
Like maybe just paintings?
Art? I mean, iconography in general, you could be, what would that be? Cuneiform? Is that the right word for that?
Chloroform.
Not chloroform. Cuneiform. I guess we could just look it up. Egyptian iconography would be what?
I'm looking right now, actually. It says iconography. Egyptian iconography. The principal iconographic sources for ancient Egyptian religion are the representations of scenes, both ritual and mythological, carved in relief or painted on the walls of Egyptian temples and tombs, as well as the numerous images and statues of gods and pharaohs. So that's all considered iconography.
Right. Well, what the hell?
Interesting. Man, what are you thinking of?
Cuneiform is wedge-shaped characters used in ancient writing systems, Mesopotamia, Persia. All right, so it's a little before ancient Egypt, but I'm sure it was all part of the same thing.
It's probably
all the same.
Nothing more offensive than saying it's all part of the same thing when referring to it.
It's all the same.
It's all the same.
It's all the same.
It's all the same. So I cannot for particular. Therefore, it is not surprising that she and two of her three daughters, Elizabeth and Marianne, rest in the tomb with many Egyptian characteristics. The mausoleum was designed by two of Hannah's good friends, Joseph Bonomi and Samuel Alfred Warner. Oh, they were definitely banging.
Wait, so this lady...
Why do you believe that?
Are they going to build her a mausoleum if they're just out of the blue?
And this is
unless
kids,
she's
right?
using the excuse to build a mausoleum to actually build a time machine instead.
But that's the thing. She's like already banging kings. She's banging all these people. She's probably banging them too to build her a mausoleum, a time machine. It checks out.
I mean, like, it does check out when it says that two of her three daughters are inside and two guys that are not John Cortoy built it. There's a lot of like, you know what? At first I was like, oh, that's just some BS Crendor made up. But like, rumors of her getting on politicians and kings and rich people checks out. Do we have any art and or photographs of Hannah Cortoy? Because honestly, I have to imagine she's a stunner.
Yeah, there's got to be.
Here's the thing, though. If she's not, I'm even more impressed. Hannah Cortoy is just like, she's like got like you know how what's that guy that Mr. Hyde look?
What?
Like 10 feet tall with giant gorilla-like arms. And oh yeah, if she was a little green, that'd be great too. I'd be like, damn, people back in days freaks.
I cannot find
only
any
thing
pictures.
that comes up with Hannah Cortoy is an endless sea of pictures of the mausoleum from every angle, lighting, and season you could possibly think of.
What if she wasn't real?
Right, and this is again just an excuse to make a time machine.
Oh my god,
we're breaking it down here on Chilluminati Live.
This is it. This is what Alex is missing. Wait, okay, where did I leave off? Okay, here we go.
If you type in Hannah Cortoy painting, you get 1 billion $3 photos on eBay of random women in bathing suits, and I don't understand
what.
Also, you get a lot of artistic rendition of dudes associated with her, which is even more funny.
Wild. You get a lot of pictures of just random guys.
I don't know what this says about me, because the fact that like all these dudes want to get with Hannah, I'm kind of like crushing on Hannah a little bit. Is this the chase? Is this the chase that I'm into? Like, I gotta compete with all these guys. Like, now I'm kind of feeling it.
This is what I'm thinking. All these guys, there was no Hannah Cortoy, and all these guys were a secret, like, Illuminati-style gathering, and they were coming up with a way to create a time machine, and this mystical Hannah Cortoy, whom they all truly loved, was their outlet to make it.
Okay, but if we go to peoplepill.com, all right?
Okay.
Hannah Cortoy has a thing there. Birth, 1784. Death, 1849. So it says, London Society woman, inherited a fortune, blah, blah, blah. We already knew that. It says she never married, had 3 daughters. There was Anne, Elizabeth, and Susanna. And in 1830, she married Septimus Holmes Godson, a barrister of Gray's Inn.
Septimus was the dude's name? I can't compete.
You know what?
I can't compete.
In the 1800s, if your name is Septimus, you get your choice of woman.
That man was a transformer.
Sure. Septimus Godson.
You just jump on my back. I'll take you to the... and he like drive away. As a horse and carriage for some reason.
But then it says in 1815, she inherited a fortune from an elderly merchant, John Cortoy, born Nicholas Jacquinet in France, 1709, through a will that was disputed in court.
Oh, I see this girl's motive. Yeah, it's all about that $sign money.
She's getting the money.
$sign money.
No way.
So she was
loves
real.
me for who I am.
Yeah, she would, Jesse. You're right.
That's the thing. She was real. Like they got historical documents or something. It's got to be real.
Yeah, they have her will in the British National Archives.
Yeah, look at that.
Wait! Whoa! Everything changes. Everything changes. Everything changes. Everything
because we have her will?
No, everything changes. I was so wrong. To dear listener, us 3 men sat here from our perch of toxic masculinity and misogyny, assuming
you can't forget the misogyny,
that she was getting these dudes to pay for all this stuff. But, gentlemen, I quote, supposedly, the two men convinced Hannah to finance their time machine project. Hannah was doling out the money to these. This
girl was a queen with a capital KW.
We're fools. And I think we should just accept the hate we're going to get because Hannah,
man, it's true.
Hannah, damn, I'm even more into Hannah now. Listen, oh my God.
It's hard for us to think we are simple men. You know, we're barely a step away from ape. It's hard.
Not for me. I just kept reading, and I figured it out.
Brain no read. Brain.
That sounds like brain big problem. Not for me.
A secret project. Samuel Alfred Warner was an inventor. Some people think that he was a genius who invented the torpedo. Whoa. Others believe he was just a fraud who tried to convince the British Army to finance his development of several advanced weapons, too advanced to actually exist. On the other hand, Joseph Bonomi was a noted Egyptologist, artist, sculptor, and museum curator.
He was among hang on a minute and say Samuel Alfred Warner's getting smeared. Why? Just because your thoughts are ahead and, too big for the simple kings, why does that make you a fraud? Just makes you a dreamer, an inventor.
Yeah.
Or a fraud. Exactly. I mean, if you're doing it for money and reading the law,
or a fraud, yeah.
Well, you can't get these inventions done without money, and therefore you need to make sure you get money to try to make your inventions. He's just trying his best.
He was born too early.
Yeah, too early.
Born too early. On the other hand, the Egyptologist guy was among the first to decipher some of the hieroglyphic texts found in the Valley of the Kings. The story goes that Bonomi discovered the secret of time traveling from hieroglyphs he saw on one of his expeditions.
Oh, no.
Supposedly, the two men convinced Hannah to finance their secret project to design and build a mausoleum that would actually be a time machine. By placing their device in a cemetery, they ensured that no one would interfere with their journey through time, since cemeteries are rarely changed.
You know what? That's not a bad, even if this is a con on poor Hannah, that's a pretty legit statement. Cemeteries, for the most part, remain unchanged.
Yeah. Details supporting the theory. The mausoleum was finished in 1853, 5 years after Hannah died. Shortly after the completion of the construction, Warner died in suspicious circumstances. Some say he died because of what he discovered while working on the time machine. Others say Bonomi killed Warner to stop him from telling anyone about their project. Another version of this story is that Warner didn't die at all and simply traveled in time and disappeared.
Do we have any record of this man's existence before we start thinking he slipped into the time stream with Doctor Who?
Well, I'm sure that's why they're saying that, but here's the question I have. If he is a man who is a notorious swindler, are we not sure someone just caught up to him and was like, give him my money, and then killed him?
I mean, it's possible.
I'd be like, oh, okay.
But what if he traveled back in time?
Why would he travel back in time?
Because he doesn't want to get swindled. So he goes to that person he borrowed money from, and maybe he doesn't borrow money from him, or maybe he messes it up. So he goes to so far back, he messes up the family tree, so that person's never born.
That's stupid. Why not just continue swindling? Swindle a couple grand, put it in the Bank of London, go in your time machine, zip, zop, zop, go to the future, interest accrued, billionaire.
I got to talk. Okay, so here's what we know. I looked him up a little bit because I'm very curious. He did die in obscure circumstances in December of 1853, but he was buried in Brompton Cemetery, West London. He had 7 kids and a wife. But here's his little inventions. From 1830 to the date of his death, Warner pressed claims for 2 inventions. These were, quote, invisible shell, reconstructed as a type of high explosive underwater mine, and the long range, possibly a balloon fitted to drop these shells automatically. It emerged eventually that Warner had secretly set up an unsuccessful trial with an unmanned balloon and a demonstration A demonstration of 1841 on a lake in Essex saw a boat blown up, watched by a group including Sir Robert Peel. There you go. So he was trying shit.
Sir Key and Peels, right?
Yes, Sir Key and Peels, correct.
The noble lords, Sir Key.
Both Warner and Bonamy are buried in Brompton Cemetery. Warner in an unmarked grave and Bonamy in the immediate vicinity of Mausoleum. There's a depiction of Hannah's tomb on his modest headstone and an illustration of Anubis, the Egyptian god of death, looking in the direction of the mausoleum. But this is just one detail of the story of the mausoleum being a time machine. There's also strange wheel motifs on the bottom of the mausoleum door and a large circular hole in the top with 8 smaller holes surrounding it. Some say that it looks like a clock or dial was supposed to be in that place. Furthermore, for almost every structure in the Brompton Cemetery, there exists an architect's plan, but not for this mausoleum. To make everything even more mysterious, the key of the mausoleum went missing, so no one was able to see what's inside the mausoleum for more than 150 years.
I wanna be the man that says that poo-poos a little bit on it. The word immediately they kind of discredit themselves by like saying furthermore for almost every structure in Brompton Cemetery, meaning that there are also other buildings without plans.
Yeah. But okay, here's the thing. They're like, there's no key. Like, we could break that shit open. You know?
Mm-hmm. That's my thought. Just blow open the lock. A little bit of C4, boom, done.
Yeah. Time machine or teleportation device. Another version of the story is that the mausoleum is not a time machine, but a portal or teleportation device. It is believed that Bonamy designed at least one of the other Egyptian-inspired structures that resemble a lot the one on Brompton Cemetery. The others are placed on the Magnificent Seven, a group of London's historic private cemeteries that form a perfect ring around London. So, is the Brompton Cemetery Mausoleum a time machine or teleportation device?
Those are your only choices.
That's it.
Which one is it? Teleportation device or time machine? We know it's one of them, but nobody will actually go use it.
I feel like just the concept of time traveling and teleporting even just blow my mind. Because it's like, if you're carrying something with you, like a book, does that teleport with you? How does it determine what gets teleported? Is it like you're like everything within this small space gets teleported? Or like what happens if you teleported but like your arm gets cut off and you're like outside the space? Like there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, there's also, as we've talked about on the podcast a few times, which all holds for both teleportation and for time travel, is that the Earth isn't still in space. The Earth is ripping through space at an unknown speed. So if you teleport or time travel, especially with time travel, you have to also somehow account for where the Earth was in space at that time. Otherwise, if you time travel and go back, you're also going to be teleporting to a place where the Earth no longer exists, and you're just going to be in space.
Well, that's because that's like the simplified version. The idea of time travel is hard because of that. Like what you're talking about is you are traveling to a point where that point may not exist. And if you travel to the future, it may not exist. You'd have to basically figure out where the Earth would be at the like time travel would be limited to instances. So if I time travel on May 22nd, I need to make sure that I end up wherever I'm going on the same axis location. So it might be like, well, on May 22nd, you can only time travel to, May 13th, 2074. You know what I mean? Like you can only and that would make sense if you're doing like a time travel book or novel or movie. But yeah, it's complicated, and I think it's simplified for most people because to think about it is like, oh boy, now we're in the weeds.
Yeah, it's cool to think. I like to think about it though, because like it's also space and the fabric of space and time are the same thing. Like they're all like the same. It's just weird to like figure it all out.
Time is meaningless.
Exactly. Time isn't really real. It's just what we determine to
for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It's fascinating. I love it.
Yeah. So I mean,
well, if I was not afraid of consequences,
has no one gone into it?
No.
Right, okay. I was about to say if I wasn't afraid of consequences and like cops turned me on or something, I would bust that door open tomorrow just to go check out what's inside.
Yeah. Like there's got to be
finding out right now. He's doing deep research.
I just can't believe no one has entered this. No one's just broken open the door?
I guess not.
They're like, we don't have the key, so we can't get into the time machine. Really?
Dude, minor spoilers for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but maybe you need to put a clock in that hole where the clock is supposed to go.
Here's the thing. That's exactly what they're saying.
Oh, really? All right, somebody make a clock.
Yeah, at the very top, all around it are these like things where it looks like either an orb or a clock can go, and everyone's saying that must be part of it, and then the key activates it, which is like whatevs. It seems like a long way to go, because there's no mention of like orbs or clocks before that.
Yeah. It's got to be, let's see. I can't imagine people back then figured out how to do time travel and teleporting. Just like just two random ass dudes. Like, yeah, figured it out.
Yeah, they got it. It's because they went to the secret Egyptian colonies and saw the secrets and then brought it back.
Sure.
That's what it is.
That must be it.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
So, that was that one. I remember bringing it up on Cox and Crendor, and then I was like, this would be a great Chilluminati thing. And then I saved it 6 months, I guess, for this exact moment.
Yeah, you actually sent me a message. Like, I know it, because we were talking about having you back in November. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, I know what I want to do.
Yeah. But I got my 2 other stories I found. All right.
All right. I'm ready.
So, next one. Here we go. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to link it now. Here you go. We got that. And we got this. Scientists discover an ancient forest inside a giant sinkhole in China.
I saw this. This is cool as shit.
Yeah. So, cave explorers stumbled upon a prehistoric forest at the bottom of a giant sinkhole in South China earlier this month. Sinkholes such as these are also known in Chinese as Tian Kang, or Heavenly Pit. It's 630 feet deep. The sinkhole would hide the Washington Monument and then some. The bottom of the pit holds an ancient forest spanning nearly 3 football fields in length, with trees towering over 100 feet high. And according to the Chinese government, it's one of the 30 enormous sinkholes in the country. The sinkhole was discovered by cave explorers outside Pingay Village in, I cannot pronounce anything, South China's autonomous region. A team of explorers descended into the pit on May 6th, where they found ancient trees and other plant life. Karst is a type of topography ideal for geological wonders like the sinkhole in Lai County, created by groundwater dissolving the limestone rock beneath the surface. About 20% of the United States is made up of karst landscapes, including attractions such as Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico and Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. About 13% of China is covered by karst topography, according to NASA, with Guangxi region being a prime example of its beauty. Karst landscape vary in size and shape depending on the surrounding climate. George Venny, executive director of the National Cave and Karst Research Institute, told Live Science, "In China, you have an incredibly visual, spectacular karst with enormous sinkholes and giant cave entrances and so forth. In other parts of the world, you walk out on the karst, you really don't notice anything. Sinkholes might be quite subdued, only a meter or 2 in diameter. Cave entrances might be very small, so you have to squeeze your way into them." Venny's Institute is the sister organization of a team that discovered the new sinkhole, and they did a bunch of stuff. Prehistoric trees at the bottom of the pit are almost 130 feet high, and the dense brush on the forest floor stains shoulder high, according to the news release.
So, they keep saying prehistoric. Like, how are they old trees or just trees? Are they like 65 million? That's impossible, right?
That's what I'm saying. Because, like, okay, here was my thoughts when I heard prehistoric stuff down there. I'm like, is there like, they got like cavemen down there? They got like trapped in a sinkhole? Like, I don't know how sinkholes work. Like, how are they down there?
There's this. I hope that one day we find one sinkhole with just cavemen who have not progressed at all.
Never happened. Never happened. You're telling me they just like live in a
the
sinkhole?
Bigfoots live, dude.
They'd be mole men at this point. Yeah. They'd be straight up mole men.
No, that's where the Bigfoots are.
That's where the lizard people are, if that's the case.
That could be.
You can't
that is where the terrestrials are. If you believe that lizard men actually aren't aliens and come from Earth itself after the
I've seen Land of the Lost. I know what you're doing.
They're in the sinkholes.
That's where they are. We finally figured it out.
It's very interesting. The photo is super fascinating to look at, but also it's not that the trees aren't that old.
How do you know?
Because they couldn't be.
He can see it in the leaves.
Yeah, you're not studying them. You're just seeing them going, that tree doesn't look that old. You don't know anything.
We would know right now. They would broadcast that to the world.
Like, that is a young tree.
He's no tree expert.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to find the article where they say, but they don't. No one says, which to me rings that they're not that old.
I mean, they gotta be. Why would they lie about it? This is like
why
a
would
science
they call it
thing.
an ancient forest if it's not ancient?
All right.
Yeah.
NPR called it an ancient forest.
Age of ancient forest. China.
The only thing that pops up is "fuck you, Jesse."
Reveals massive ancient forest, right? 630. Yeah. There's a video of the sinkhole. You can see it.
Right.
Super interesting. But how old is it? The trees are 130 feet high. They went down 330 feet to see them. And what is the age? No one's telling me an age.
Prehistoric trees. Let's see. Apparently, conifers were prehistoric trees. Those are still around, right?
Sure.
Conifers.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, those are like pine trees.
I'm also trying to Google the age of this forest now, in case anybody's curious.
I'm very curious. I would love to know.
Yeah, coniferous trees. Oh yeah, you got the spruces, the redwoods. You got your pines. You got your cedars. You got your hicks. You got your red pines, your atlas cedars, your western larches, your hemlocks, bald cypress.
None of that helps at all.
Giant sequoia.
Ancient forest found in the bottom. What? You can't call it ancient if it's not dated. Every one of these articles just keeps saying ancient. How do you know it's ancient?
Okay, I found an article from 2019 that says the world's oldest forest has 385 million year old tree roots.
See, I can believe that. But they also tell you why it's the oldest. This is not that.
Thank you to Talkspace for sponsoring this episode. And it's springtime, and I bet a lot of you are doing the decluttering and cleaning thing just like I am while trying to enjoy the nice weather that is finally arriving outside. While you're cleaning your house, why don't you also clean up your mental space a bit? It's as important, if not more important, than taking care of your house. There's something rejuvenating about getting down to what's essential and starting fresh, and the same thing goes for your mind. Over the years, thoughts and emotions can build up. That's why it's important to talk to someone who's trained to help you declutter your mental space. Talkspace therapists are available to message anytime you need because you shouldn't have to watch your thoughts pile up until your next appointment rolls around. I literally just got off of therapy 10 minutes before recording this ad, and I still go to bat for it every time. The amount of work I've done on myself over the past 3 years has shown me that truly taking care of yourself can lead to a better you, and I am so much better because of therapy. Once you match with one of their licensed therapists, you can message them anytime through the app or schedule a live session if you need some FaceTime. With 24/7 text, audio, and messaging, Talkspace lets you talk to a licensed therapist without needing an appointment. They have thousands of therapists across dozens of specialties. Once you match with your therapist, you can message with them anytime, anywhere. If thoughts and emotions are piling up, a fresh perspective can help you feel better. Match with your dedicated therapist today at Talkspace.com and use promo code CHILL during sign up to get $100 off your first month. That's $100 off at Talkspace.com, promo code CHILL. Well, I'm going to go off of a random Reddit, Twitter comment. Someone said 1,000 years old.
That's not prehistoric.
Yeah, that's not prehistoric.
That's not prehistoric at all.
That's just
again, this answer comes from
that's just like Roman. It's not a
no,
whole...
this comes from Mark John 1455208842. So clearly he knows what he's talking about.
He's 2 disciples.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Mark and John together.
Mark John 25:4. Those trees are 1,000 years old.
It does say here that potentially it may contain undiscovered species. So I guess they haven't done the research yet. But to call it ancient at this point, I think is just bad news reporting.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Like it's impressive that they found this underground forest. I think that's neat as hell. But to say it's ancient is, I don't know if I buy that.
Well, I think it's cool. Maybe there's another time machine down there.
You know what? Maybe that's where they ended up. Maybe that's where the Bromptons ended up.
Yeah.
We could be so lucky. There's just another time machine down there. That would be. I bet
that would be crazy.
Are you a time traveler?
You just like go down there's another mausoleum, looks exactly the same.
And there's just like, for some reason, a hieroglyphic of you. I would be like, what? And then I like, Crendor, did you see? And you're just gone. And there's a note that says, I've returned home.
And then I just come out the other one.
Yeah, and then it starts all over again.
Oh my god.
Jesse, I've come to tell you to stop the other me from time traveling. I'm like, Crendor, he's on the left. You're like, son of a... You run back inside.
Dude, I would love a book if like they discovered just like a sinkhole or something. There's just like an old wizard in there. And he was just sitting in a cave, like whittling away at something. He's like
the guy in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade who's like, he has chosen poorly. That's
yeah.
A wizard. Instead of a knight, he's a wizard. Gotcha.
Yeah, but an old wizard that's like seen some shit. And he's just whittling.
He hasn't seen
like
anything.
Wood.
He's lived in a cave.
He's whittling a small statue out of wood, just like that's all he does.
Wood? He's a cave wizard.
Who knows where he got it?
In the ancient forest.
Yeah, there's prehistoric trees down there. So he could have been carving those for thousands of years.
Right.
I kind of want to. I kind of hope like I walk into the time machine and I just see Crendor, like the Red Skull in Infinity War, just waiting there. Why have you come, son?
But he has a long white beard and like a blue robe with moons and stars on it for some reason.
Oh yeah,
he's still ripped though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. I go to the prehistoric gym like 6 days a week.
Yeah, you got that. What is that diet? That caveman style diet.
Oh, the paleo diet. Yeah,
the paleo. Yeah, you're on a paleo diet.
Yeah. So that was cool. That's what I thought of with the sinkhole. I was straight up like, what if a wizard lived down there? That's my first
D&D
reaction.
Campaign waiting to start, man.
Yeah, that is. And now I got a third story, which is very fitting for this program. All right. So here we go. I'll link it. There you go.
Oh my god! So you did honestly, you did a topic for Alex's flavor, Jesse's flavor with the facts and the sinkhole. Now a me flavored one. I love it.
Yeah.
I can't look at this anymore.
I love
this is the most Crendor article I've ever. The two of you, like, if the two of you wrote an article from scratch and made it up, this is all right. I'm gonna shut up.
I love it already. Go ahead, take us through this. I am ready for this ride.
Here we go. Seagulls could be alien spies sent to watch us, UFO expert claims. Nick Pope is a UFO expert and once worked as a government advisor on alien issues, and now he has spoken out to say that seagulls might actually be an extraterrestrial spy.
Are we saying the government has admitted that he was advising them, or is that his claim is that he was advising the government on alien issues?
It's probably his claim, if I had to bet money here. So let's see. A UFO expert believes seagulls could be alien spies sent to Earth to spy on humanity, and honestly, it makes a lot of sense.
This is why when I do topics on aliens, I can't get taken seriously. I can't at all be taken seriously because of people like this man.
Nick Pope who worked as a government advisor and investigated UFOs for the MOD, urged people to be distrustful of the greedy gulls. He said that besides stealing chips and ice creams, they could pose a more serious threat by collecting evidence for an advanced alien race.
Wait,
such as chips
and
ice cream.
Hang on. There's so many. I'm so confused. Aren't seagulls notoriously easy to kill by feeding them the wrong food and they just will die? Moreover, are the aliens, what if the aliens just really like hot dogs and stuff?
What if
and they're sending in seagulls to get the hot dogs to bring back to them, and they get to eat the hot dogs?
We could just give them hot dogs. This feels like a weird. We have
so
many hot dogs.
This feels
they tell me they can travel through space.
Alien thought processes.
We have so many There's so many hot dogs.
How can they not just make their own hot dogs?
They don't have cows or pork or pigs.
How do you know?
Meat is in a hot dog.
Can I tell you the best part about this story that Crendor gave us? The article, the image they're using is of the most violent looking seagull I've ever seen. That is some great.
Yeah, he's like, wow.
And the photo of the guy down lower, it's weirdly lit. His arms are pointed off to like.
Oh yeah, he's like in the shadows.
Yeah, but they're in the shadows, and the caption is, Nick Pope is a real-life UFO expert.
Dude,
here's the thing:
continue.
Why seagulls though? Like, why not like a smaller, stealthy bird?
Or maybe any of the UFO sightings we've seen,
or that.
Why seagulls is an extremely good question.
Nick said that aliens could be using the birds to surveil us and send secrets back to their mothership. Nick said, if aliens want to hack into and control a living organism or construct a drone that's a perfect mimic, it would be best to choose something ordinary and ubiquitous like a seagull or a housefly.
Time out.
Wait.
Housefly makes sense. Seagull, they're only if your master plan is to learn about humanity, you're going to pick the one bird that isn't they're only on the coast. They're not hanging out in cities.
Yeah.
If I'm in DC and I'm in the White House and a seagull lands outside, I'd be like, "What the hell is a seagull doing here?" That thing is clearly a spy.
Have you ever seen that TikTok guy who is befriending a seagull?
I did not.
Obvious alien.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He after 100 or something days, the seagull comes inside. He feeds it by hand. It knows him. It's wild.
Yeah, but that's all the animals. They give them food, and they're like, "Nice, this place has food, or this person has food." And then that's
an alien watching this guy,
or it's an alien.
The guise of
one or the other.
Yeah.
Nick said, I read that part. Something you wouldn't normally pay much attention to, perhaps, but all the time it would be spying on us, recording everything, and sending information about us back to the alien homeworld. So. Next time you swat that fly, watch out! Your actions might inadvertently start an interstellar war. He added...
That's not a thought you want to put into people who take these articles seriously.
Oh, yeah. He added, if aliens are secretly monitoring Earth, they'll be doing it up close and personal, not with distant telescopes, but a way that would enable them to get crystal clear images and recordings right under our noses.
Before you continue... Between this paragraph and the next, there's an advertisement for one of their next articles that says, Elon Musk could block contact with aliens if they use Twitter, expert warns.
I mean, it's a valid point. Elon shouldn't have control of Twitter because if the aliens go there, he's 100% Elon will be the one to block it.
He might be an alien.
Maybe that's true. I was going to say, how does Elon Musk have the technology to block aliens in the first place? But if he is an alien, then he would know. You got to
say. No, Elon Musk is the most human person I've ever seen.
I don't know about that.
Everything that is wrong with humanity, they just crammed into one dude.
No, two, Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg is also a terrible alien.
I feel like it's a whole billionaire thing, but all right.
Yeah, fair.
Zuckerberg's more a lizard man.
You know what? You're fair.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Elon's more of the standard alien.
Yeah, he's more of a synthezoid robot kind of creature.
Yeah,
Zuckerberg's
part of his
more of a lizard man, and Jeff Bezos is one of the grays, right?
Are we saying Zuckerberg is data and Elon Musk is lore?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, we are very much.
Elon Musk looks like part of his jaw would melt away, and he's got the Terminator face. You know what I mean? Yeah, like he's more like that.
Yeah. I've come to make a rocket shaped like a dick. Everyone, let's make dick-shaped rockets. And Bezos was like, my rocket looks like a dick too. All I'm saying is, why do all the rockets look like penises? Y'all, it's weird. It's weird.
I mean, I don't know, man. I guess as a billionaire, all you have left is exposing yourself to people and building dick-shaped rockets.
Call me crazy, but what if I don't know, one of your billions, just one, just and did something billion. To help people? I don't know anything. Here's the thing. Anything.
All right, because everybody always says that, but I think you hit a point where you're just so rich, you're just I'm not giving anybody anything. This is mine. They get that crazy rich complex of I need to be the richest. You hit that point of that guy's got 20 billion. I need to have 22 billion. If I give $1 billion back to humanity, he's gonna be closing in on me. I think it's just a competition.
Yeah, it is absolutely. I mean, look, you have no further look back to Elon Musk's latest comments that said he's voting Republican because the unions have a monopoly control over the Democratic Party. What? What? I don't know. That's that thought is not even based in reality in any fucking way. So weird. Anyway, continue.
Any civilization capable of getting here from other star systems undoubtedly has technology that would seem like magic to us. And one possibility is that they might be able to implant a living creature with tiny cameras and recording devices, and then control its thoughts to position it anywhere of interest. A related alternative would be to construct drones that are indistinguishable from an animal, bird, or insect. If that sounds like science fiction, it isn't. People have probably seen on the internet some images of insect-like drones that spy agencies allegedly use. By the way, what if I was an alien? All right, and I had to spy on this crazy race. What if you put little things in their food? You know what I mean? Put a spy camera in their food or something. I feel like
there's a million different ways you could do it other than just implanting a seagull, which implies they have to abduct the seagull first, then implant it with brain-controlling cameras, re-release it into the wild, and then try and use it to it. There's just so much wrong.
Yeah. It's something. As ever, if that's the stuff they're showing you, what else have they got that they aren't showing you? By way of comparison, aircraft like the stealth fighter and the stealth bomber were flying for years before public knowledge. The military and the intelligence agencies have things that look like they come out of a sci-fi movie or a James Bond film. There's some real-life Qs out there for sure, so just imagine what an alien Q could do.
I mean, if Alien Q, from Star Trek, actually exists, then we can't do anything. We're fine. He's in
Q's whims. Q is only stopped by the mind of Jean-Luc Picard. Other than that,
or bad writers.
I mean, look, let's not do that.
Spoilers. They did kill him.
Okay, I went to the comments section.
How'd you do that?
I'm excited.
Well, first up, top one is a guy saying, I want a pint or two of whatever he's been drinking.
Yes.
The second one is someone saying, I say turf out the seagulls from nesting in our seaside towns. Smash the eggs to see if there are small aliens inside.
What?
Years ago, there wasn't that many seagulls in the towns. Nowadays, it's full and they are aggressive too. They walk around in gangs, attacking people, causing trouble, being loud. Bring back the mods and rockers at bank holidays. At least you knew where you were when with that lot.
Fucking Grandpa, get off the computer! No, it's time for bed, Grandpa.
I'm typing on the seagull aliens.
I know the truth. Oh God, that's gonna be me in 40 years.
It probably
that's the road I'm heading down. That's okay. Stop me, Jesse. When you see me in my old age,
for a real. Can you just repeat the end of that one more time? Because that was genuinely crazy.
Yes. It says, hold on, let me read it. The end of it was, they walk around in gangs, attacking people, causing trouble, being loud. Bring back the mods and the rockers at bank holidays. At least you knew where you were with that lot.
What?
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
That must be some British stuff, because that's
Can you do it one more time in an angry grandpa voice?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, let me just angry
Bring back
British
the mods
grandpa.
and the rockers. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, here we go. I'll do it one more time for you. They walk around in gangs, attacking people, causing trouble, being loud. Bring back the mods and the rockers at the bank holidays. At least you knew who you were with that lot.
Quite right.
Bloody seagulls from the sparrow.
And you think, like, again, in that it's like if they're them being aggressive makes them bad spies in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
And that old man rant started with cracking open their eggs to see if there were aliens inside.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, that went everywhere.
Smash the eggs, find the aliens. They're inside them, man. This is what it is.
Smash the eggs, find the aliens, save the world. Oh my God! What an insane article. I don't know what to say. It was. That's why my alien episodes make people mad sometimes, I think.
You think that's why? You think that's the reason why?
No, that'll make anybody mad, all right?
You think that's the reason why people are mad, and not because you guys believe insane stuff?
I don't believe insane stuff. I believe in facts, Jesse. Facts that the government are hiding from us that we're going to talk about in the minisode because the UFO press conference happened, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit.
I mean, here's the thing. I think the government's hiding plenty of shit from us. Like, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know how crazy it goes.
Whoa. Where's your limit? If we're going to have this conversation, I need to know. I do too many shows with you. I need to know where you're coming from, Crendor. What is...
All
right, the government is hiding. What is the government hiding?
I mean, like, there's like the middle line of, like, probably military, like, crazy military shit. There's probably a few weird things. Like, not all. There's... Like, listen, I've known enough YouTubers and streamers and all this stuff to know that, like, when rich people get together that are, like, powerful, like, they get full of themselves. They're just like, oh, yeah, I'm pretty cool. Right? Like, they probably do some crazy shit. Like, look at those, what are they called? Like, the Illuminati and all those things. Like, I don't know if that actually happens, but, like, there's plenty, like, the skull and bones people do those, like, initiations and shit.
Wait, so you're going to believe in the skull and bones, but not the Illuminati?
I'm not saying the Illuminati isn't real. I'm just saying I could see it happening. I'm not saying it's real or not, but I'm saying I could see that being a thing.
So your limit is secret societies, basically.
I'd say it's like secret society, maybe a tiny bit more. Like that's about it.
All right, hold on. There has to be.
Do you think that they may have a crashed ship stashed somewhere? They didn't necessarily replicate it. Hell, they might not even understand what it is, but they have one and they just have it in storage somewhere.
Maybe. I'd say there's like a 20% chance of that.
You know, I'll take that. I'll take a 20% chance.
Yeah,
that's way more than Jesse ever gives me. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah. No, I like to think I'm a little, in between on everything,
Yeah,
I'm
you keep your mind. You keep your mind open in case something does ever come out, and you can be like, you know what, I believe it.
Yeah. Like
fair
if they're like, oh, they're capturing the aliens and drinking their blood, I'm not saying they're doing that,
if that was
but
happening.
I'm like, you know what? I could see him doing it. I could see Elon Musk like taking an alien and drinking the blood. Like I can picture it happening.
I can see that too. If he got offered the opportunity to like,
100%.
Again, the billionaires will do anything, dude. They'll do anything.
That's what I'm saying. So that's
they go to Bohemia Grove and do like a bunch of sex activities with each other, I'm sure. So
probably that's why, nothing surprised me, but at the same time, I'm not going to go out there and be like, this is what they're doing. Right? Like it doesn't surprise me, but I'm also not going to be like, conspiracy theorist over everything.
So you're somewhere between a Jesse and an Alex. I like it.
Yeah, I'd say I'm right in the middle.
Yeah. I'm too far gone. I can't come back, but I embrace it,
Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, this is it. All right, Crendor.
All right.
I looked up a list of things that are paranormal, UFO, etc. to believe in.
All right.
And I have a list of what the majority of the country believes as of 2006, which is pretty old, but whatever.
My God, that's
all right.
I guess it's the last time they tried this.
Yep.
But I'm going to ask you what you believe in. Don't look up anything. Yep. Just, I need to know. All right. Do you believe in psychic or spiritual healing?
No.
All right. Yeah, you were with apparently 18% of the people that answered that said they disbelieved. What's crazy is in 2001 it was 26%. So somewhere between 2001 and 2006, people just decided spiritual healing was...
Like, okay, well, spiritual psychic healing already. Okay, first off, like, what is it even doing? What are you healing?
Like Reiki or something like
that. I don't know. It
just
says said spiritual or psychic healing. I guess I could look it up. Spiritual healing.
Like, if I would have not gotten my gallbladder removed and instead went to a psychic spiritual healer, would they have got rid of my stone? Would they have disintegrated my stone with the powers of energy?
It worked super well for Steve Jobs, man. He's a billionaire. He was a billionaire, so he knows what he was doing.
To me, all that stuff is just it's a placebo. Because we have already had science of placebos working. Like,
yeah, it's amazing what the brain is capable of if the brain believes it's happening.
Yeah, and if you take something like that, and especially something if it could like get better on its own, like maybe stress is causing your digestive systems, and you go to one of those things, and then it makes you think you're healed, so you don't stress as much, and then it heals, and you're like, wow, it worked. Like,
yeah, that's dead on. That's so dead on.
Yeah,
exactly.
So like that's all it is to me. Like, whatever.
I think you're right. I can't believe it's only 18% that don't believe in that shit. It's nuts.
No, that's what I don't.
What's your next one? I'm curious.
Out there's people like putting essential oils on themselves, being like, "Oh, lavender's curing my whatever."
Can I tell you? I also think it's probably because. Also, here we go. This should give you some information as well. These were taken at Oklahoma City University and the University of Central Oklahoma. So maybe it's just like a middle America thing.
Oh, that's possible too, yeah.
Right, because it says 56% of the people believe in spiritual healing and 26% are unsure and 18% disbelieve. All right.
Okay.
ESP.
Thank you to Storyworth for sponsoring this episode. And the last time I talked with Storyworth, I talked about my mom and the more interesting and nuanced aspects of her life that I didn't really know before. And as Father's Day is coming around, I figured I'd do the same thing with my dad. And I gotta tell you, man, his life was wild. He had a really, really interesting childhood growing up with some activities that, let's just say, only could happen in the 70s. Storyworth is an online service that helps you and your dad or mother or father figure or mother figure connect through sharing stories and memories and preserves them for years to come. Every week, Storyworth emails your dad a thought-provoking question of your choice from a vast pool of possible options. Each unique prompt asks questions you've never thought of, like what is one of your fondest childhood memories, or have you ever feared for your life? I've really enjoyed reading my dad's responses to all these questions, and I've discovered stories and memories I never heard about and learned new things about stories I thought I really knew. In fact, I really want to have him on an episode of Chilluminati now. After 1 year, Storyworth compiles all those questions and stories, including photos, into a beautiful keepsake book for the whole family that you can share for generation. Give all the fathers in your life a meaningful gift you can both cherish for years to come. Storyworth, right now, for a limited time, you can save $10 on your first purchase when you go to storyworth.com/chill. That's STORYWORTH.com/chill to save $10 on your first purchase. Storyworth.com/chill.
Where do you come off on ESP?
I want to say I don't believe in it, but like I could see it being like an extremely small percentage thing. Like I would say there's like an extremely small fraction where like some weird shit happened to them or something. I could see that, but I don't. I still don't have some really
interesting stories of like having like the deeper connections and like calling each other at the exact same time all the time.
I feel like it would be some weird thing that they didn't want. Like I feel like it would be somebody getting deja vu or something, and then it'd be like they'd see something happen, like, oh, my grandma died, and then like a week later their grandma dies or something. Just like that's so Raven, but like shit you can't control, and it's just like you don't want it. You're just like, oh god, you gotta live for a week knowing there's like some crazy shit about to happen. Like it sounds awful. I don't think it's gonna be like fortune teller, like I see in your future, like I don't think any of that's real.
Okay, I mean, what's crazy about that is only 28% of the people asked believe in it. Everyone else is either unsure or disbelieves.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it's because the most of those are just people trying to scam you with something.
And spiritual healing's not?
No, it is. That's why I said it's not real.
56. That's so crazy. 56%.
Yeah, that is a big fucking number for that.
That's the thing. Whenever there's spiritual healing or whatever, are they charging you money to like? How much are they charging you? All right, that's straight up my question with all these things. How much are they charging you? And if it's a lot, you know where they're coming from. Even if they don't personally think it's a scam, like they themselves are like, I can make a bunch of money doing this. So like, yeah.
All right, the next one, haunted houses. Do you believe in haunted houses? Which I guess also goes with ghosts. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah, I'd say that's more believable. I could see like some weird energy thing or like they're like trapped in places. I don't know. I could see that.
What about demonic possession?
Nah, I don't believe in that.
So you believe in ghosts, but not demons?
Yeah, I don't think ghosts are demons. I think ghosts, like if anything, they're just like weird energy balls or just lost or something.
But energy of what?
I don't know.
Energy that was a person?
Maybe. I haven't like researched it. This is what I'm just thinking.
All right,
I'm having a good time just listening.
Because like, okay, with like ghosts and demons and everything, whenever I thought of demons, I'm like, well, which religion's demons is it? Right?
Yeah, see that I agree. It's like ghost can be residual energy of a human. Demon implies a religion is real.
Yeah. And like, are we talking, even if you go into like sub branches of thing, like what if it's like a Catholic demon or like a Lutheran demon? Like which one is it going to be? You know,
why can't it be like? I feel like demons don't care about your choice of religion, right? I don't think they would if they were real.
Well, like,
I'd say probably more than demon's a bad word for it, more of a negative energy, a negative presence.
Wait, so Mathis, you're all about negative energy, but not demons? I'm learning this about you. You're the one who was like...
Again, because to me...
Crendor, you don't know this, but Mathis wanted to make a deal with the devil. So you were just trying to make a deal with negative energy?
Listen, I grew up... You have to understand, I grew up Catholic. I was raised Catholic until I graduated high school. So when I was a kid, that was the only thing I thought of. I just thought Satan will give me powers if he wants my soul. I was willing to give up my soul to become a Power Ranger. I was fine for it.
I remember in school, because I grew up Lutheran, and I was like, where's Satan in the Bible? There's like nothing about him. And then they gave me like 3 verses, and that was it. I was like, dude, that's it? This is all they got?
Satan's actually a pretty fucking cool guy.
I mean, here's the thing. Most of what we know about
super
modern...
sexy.
What?
Satan's
whoa,
yeah. He actually is. Yeah,
Satan
he's supposed
is hot
to be
as hell,
like,
especially in Catholic art. He's like,
well, hold on. Time out.
I would let him take my virgin ass. All right, I'm just
hot
saying.
or not doesn't matter because the idea of what we perceive to be modern Satan is from Milton. It's like all that stuff, the art, the books, better to rule in hell and serve in heaven kind of stuff. That's all like fan fiction for the devil. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's like stuff like Dante. That's just like a dude's crazy fever dream about his dead girlfriend. Like that's like all of that is made up and we just incorporate it into religion. And yeah, there's 100%. Very little talk about the devil in the Bible. And honestly, like I have a lot of questions. I don't understand why, like, if the devil's the bad guy and you're bad and then you go to hell, why isn't he throwing you a party? Why is he torturing you? That doesn't make any sense. Think about that. If I set off a nuke and it kills a city and I go to hell, wouldn't he be like, my man, so many dead people, you're going to do good things down here, instead of like, I'm going to stick you in the butt with a fork forever. I'm just saying, it doesn't make a lot of sense when you think about it.
Because it doesn't make any sense. You can, in a lot of ways, you can look at the Bible and be like, God's kind of the bad guy, and Satan kind of just wants you to do your own thing and choose for yourself. And
here's the
think
thing.
For yourself.
It's also, the Bible is written by dudes. So no matter how much you want to, like... that's why I'm all...
Not only was it written by dudes, but it was edited by kings and other things over countless times, that the Bible we have now is literally just rules made up by kings from the medieval era, and the true text is not anywhere remotely in the Bible.
If you look at even Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, it's like One is like Pontius Pilate was like, okay, Jesus, you are sentenced to die. And then the next one, he's like, all right, I sentence you to die, but this is on all you people, the Roman people. And he washes his hands or whatever. And then the next one, he's just like, I'm not dealing with this, you deal with it. And then like the last one, he's like, oh, it's the Jewish people that did it. Like Pontius Pilate wasn't even involved. Like everyone had a different story. I was like, well, which one is it? These are like the same. I don't know.
The big thing for me growing up, when I was in high school, Catholic high school, was the discovery of the Gospels that were taken out by other kings, specifically of Gospel of Timothy, that talks about Jesus as a kid and like a teenager, and how he would just use his powers to kill people because he was mad, like a kid would be, and he had to go talk to his mom, and his mom would teach him the lesson, and that's where the parable and the lesson came from. And then she'd be like, you have to go bring him back to life now. Yeah, he would just he would get mad at like an adult for either like telling him not to take something, and he would just make them drop dead. And then the Virgin Mary would be like, you can't do that, you got to blah, blah, blah. And he would have to go bring them back to life, and the lesson was in the Mary and Jesus conversation. And like, all that's gone. All that got ripped out of the Bible because it didn't fit the narrative to the way the king wanted the Bible to go out and make it look like, you know, he was the ruler. There's a lot there that's easy to find if you just Google it. Like,
yeah, you pretty much find anything now. But the main point is demons.
Yeah, demons.
All right, demons. That's why I'm like, well, why? Like, that would mean that the demons are here because Satan's like, yeah, get those people on Earth to do the thing. But like, even then, it's like, I feel like people are going to do bad stuff anyway. You don't even need demons to like tempt them to do it. You don't. It's just, they're going to do it anyway.
Dude, and I've said it on the show, if demons do exist and succubuses exist, I'll bang one.
Stop this right now. Stop this right now.
Yeah, this is weird.
That'd be a whole episode. That'd be a whole episode.
Oh, you make an episode, you'd be like, all right, I've summoned a succubus and we're going to do it right now. And if I die, I'm recording this for posterity. Like, that's crazy, man.
Exactly. And you guys can commentate on how it goes when a succubus appears in my room.
I will not commentate. I will not watch that video.
Everything must be content, Jesse. No. Everything has to be content in our lives. No. You know how it is to be an internet entertainer. No. Everything must be
girlfriend, Mathis. Like, what's she going to say?
She won't care. She wouldn't care.
I'm going to call her up and be like, your boyfriend is trying to bang a succubus right now, live on the podcast.
And she'd be like, oh, hell yeah. And she'd run up the stairs and be like, what is going on in here?
Baseball bat in hand, be like, get out of my bed, bitch. I know for a fact what would happen. Get out of town. That succubus would be in trouble. That succubus would be
fucking cool to watch, too. But then you guys could, like, commentate it like it's a
No, I don't want to commentate this. This wouldn't happen. You're like, watch me make a porn, Jesse.
When we go to a haunted house and we do a ghost hunt, I will try and summon a succubus in the ghost house.
You know what? All right. In that case, I'm going to watch you do that because it's not going to happen. It'll be hilarious.
No, that'd be great, though. Let's do it.
It's not going to happen, but it'll be very funny. I think it's certainly interesting that you can see that haunted houses, demonic possession, ghosts are all 40% belief. Ghosts is 39%. Interesting.
Here's the thing.
That's wild.
I think it was Bill Burr talking about it with comedy, and he was like, ghosts are the biggest losers I've ever seen. He's like, the God didn't want them, and the devil didn't want them. He just sends them back to Earth, and they just walk around. It's like, and like, even when you see them, like, they're just doing the same thing over and over. Like, they scare you because they're, like, walking in, like, a house from, like, the Renaissance. Like, who cares? Like, what are they going to do? They're not going to, like, it's not like those crazy stories where, like, the demons attack me. Or, like, most of the ghosts, they're just, like, a thing walking around, not caring about whatever's around them.
Yeah. I mean, man has a point.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe if it was like a crazy aggressive demon, that could be I'd be scared. But like, even then, I'm like, I don't know. Most of those things, when they happen, I just think they're fake.
I mean, same, but whatever. All right. I want to tell you something that's interesting. First off, what do you think about telepathy?
Yeah, we already did this one.
That was ESP.
Wait, what's the difference?
ESP is like a sixth sense, and telepathy is like you literally being like, I'm talking to you in your brain.
Okay, yeah. I think ESP is definitely more likely to be a thing than telepathy.
Well, they're both roughly the same in percentage of belief, which is, again.
Telepathy doesn't really make sense to me. Like, you're just gonna, like, I feel like if you could look at somebody and it's like you feel like you're thinking the same thing, I guess that could be a sense of telepathy, but it's not. You're just using your emotion. Like, if you didn't have your vision to see them, you wouldn't know that thing. So it's not telepathy. It's like reading their facial expressions.
I know it doesn't exist. I tried to break up with my ex-girlfriend years ago by telepathically telling her because I didn't want to do it vocally, and it didn't work.
The more I learn about you, Matt, the more I'm just blown away.
This is just like, I used telepathy to speak to a succubus. She banged me in the ass.
I can't.
It didn't work.
I was young.
I was really young. Listen,
Alex is the glue that holds this whole charade together. I realize this now. I used to give him a hard time, but now I get it. Now I see.
What did I tell you at the beginning of this episode? I said you would have a newfound respect for Alex.
You know what? I really do. I feel it. Okay, so we have telepathy at 24% belief, which is lower than ESP at 28%. But again,
that's
psychic
weird.
Healing, which basically is in the same school of telepathy and ESP, 56%. Meanwhile, ghosts, haunted house, demonic possessions, all roughly 40%. Higher than telepathy and ESP, which is crazy to me because it's all in the same wheelhouse. If you're all right, whatever. Anyway.
It's just marketed better. That's why.
Yeah, it's literally just
marketed better by like these people. Like one of the things was like this. What was it? The essential oils. There's this dude that invented like this essential oil business that literally went to jail like 3 times for like conning people. And now he made this thing, and people are like, "Oh, I guess he's right." Like, this dude went to jail 3 times, and you're just gonna believe him? Like, I guess he's right. The oils.
All right. I feel like this entire thing is skewed because, again, it was taken Oklahoma City University and University of Central Oklahoma. So these places, Oklahoma, that's straight Bible Belt. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that are about religious-based things, very high. And a lot of things that are like, we're asking you to not think with the Bible for a hot sec, are low. A great example is Crendor. Do you believe aliens have come to Earth?
That's a very distinct possibility.
I mean, possibly, I guess.
More specifically, do you think aliens have come to Earth in modern times? Are they around us, or have they visited us, or sent anything to us, let's say, in the last 200 years?
Maybe. You'd put it like 10%.
So you'd say unsure?
Yeah.
But you're willing to believe that's possible?
Sure, anything's possible.
Great. That 26% say they believe that that's happened. Here's what's crazier. Only 17% think aliens came in the past, which I would think people that are not more biblically inclined would say, oh, the reason for all the biblical stuff in the stories was aliens in the past.
That's a theory.
I think it's a little skewed here because I would have thought that would be higher. But this is how I know it's skewed. It isn't unsure. 49% flat out disbelieve aliens visited Earth in the past. 49% just flat out no. That seems skewed to me. And I'm a person who definitely doesn't. But I know for a fact a lot of the ancient hieroglyphs and stuff, people are like, that's a helicopter.
Oh, an astronaut.
No, that's not the case at all. But yeah, I'm weirded out by that. All right, here's another one.
I have more of an inclination to believe that if aliens did and have visited us, it would be around the time that we first learned to split the atom. That's where I think they would start taking interest if they were nearby.
Absolutely,
we can do something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm willing to believe. Obviously, I think you'd be a fool not to believe in aliens. Period. I think just the way the universe is. There would have to be. There has to be. But again, do they have to come to Earth? I think that's a different statement and question altogether. So I don't know. We are in sort of the ass crack of our galaxy.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of nowhere. So I mean, you would imagine here's a great example. If you were thinking about what is Earth in Star Wars terms, we're past Tatooine. We are past that place. We go look up a galactic map really quick. Go look up Earth. We are on the far end. So if there was a civilization of planets and like a federation or whatever, they'd be more towards the core where all the planets are smashed up together near that giant ass black hole. Like I don't know. Who knows?
I'm saying if they did find us, we would be a curiosity to them at most. You know?
Yeah. Look, shout out to the new Strange New Worlds show.
Oh, thank God, it's so good.
But they have, the first 3 episodes have even dealt with that. Like, what happens when you meet someone who's just not ready to meet you? Like, super interesting. Okay. What about astrology?
No.
Do you think astrology's real?
I mean, I don't think the things with people being like, oh, I'm a Pisces, type of astrology is real. I think that's just type of like it's like the fortune telling thing where they're just like, I'm a whatever, I get stressed out easily and I do this. Like, that's just like basic fortune telling, my palm reader stuff, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know, there's like, I don't see why that couldn't have like some sort of, realistic tendency to it with like the planets doing some shit whenever you're born or whatever.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that 17% say they believe in it, but more importantly, 9% say they think it's very scientific and 31% think it's somewhat scientific.
Like, it's
I would like to know where
they
got that. We're thinking that like it's very scientific.
No, it's those things like I think it's maybe a thing and it could be kind of cool, but like I'm not gonna give anybody any money with it or like learn about, like, I don't know, it's just, and like, what if it is like, is it just predicting everything? Like, I don't think it's predicting everything. Like, I don't know. Like, the moon has shifted 3 degrees in the western hemisphere. It means there's gonna be a death plague. Like, I don't know.
You're a Cancer, okay? You would say that.
What do you feel about lucky numbers in relation to astrology?
No, I don't believe in the numerology stuff, really.
I love this bit. 32% of Americans said, yeah, I believe some numbers are lucky. 46% of Europeans said that they believe that.
What?
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know why that's the case. How do you feel about witches? Oh, I like this one.
Extremely real.
Are witches real?
I don't think so. Well, if they are, it's got to be like some super small percentage, like less than 1%.
I mean, that's like, people say they're witches. Who am I to say they're not? You know what I mean? Like, if someone says
like,
there's a witch,
a lot of people say there are a lot of things.
Yeah, and
doesn't mean anything.
We exist in an age where I think you should just let people say whatever they want. Frankly,
that's what I do.
If you want to be a witch, you're a witch. That's fine by me. I'm not going to tell you not to be a witch. That's 26% of people said they believe in witches. 55% say witches are not true. Which, I don't know. Like,
do witch stuff.
What's witch stuff that they do? Like, are they
spells?
Are they just cursing people?
It doesn't say. It just says supernaturally gifted witches.
Like, what's that even do? Like, does that mean they can do spiritual healing? I don't know.
Again, none of this makes any sense because spiritual healing is at 56%, and then everyone who could spiritually heal, 12%, 2%. So basically, they're saying, like, it exists, but no one can do it, which means it doesn't exist.
Heal, I bet.
I don't know. It's weird. And then, of course, the last and certainly not least, do you think the government is covering up information about UFOs?
Yes.
Yes or no?
We already know they are. We literally got confirmation.
Hold on. Do you think, Crendor? This is for Crendor.
I would say, they probably are. If I had to, I think they just cover up a bunch of stuff. So it'd be like, are they covering up UFOs? Be like, yeah, probably. I mean, they wouldn't tell us if they found one.
Well, here we go. 71% of people believe that they're covering up stuff about UFOs. Here's the better part. 86% say the government is covering up stuff about anything, which is hilarious to me because as a skeptic, I think 86% is too low. I think anyone with a brain is like, no, they don't tell us anything.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, why would they?
Yeah.
They have no reason to. Like, they're just going to make the population panic and go crazy and then make up theories and shit.
I was gonna say, if the government came out, do you think if whether the government came out and said it, or we literally had a UFO land somewhere publicly, do you think that would be a great unifying experience for our species, or do you think it would simply divide us
Great
even
question.
more?
Great Crendor question.
I think people would go crazy. No doubt. It would go crazy. Make it worse? I would also say a lot of people believe in a lot of these things because it's a form of control.
Oh, yeah.
It's a form of, like, you know, I'm not just this random person doing random things, and my life is random, and who knows if I'll die tomorrow from whatever. It's like, oh, okay, well, I have some sort of control because I know, like, this person said that this thing, like, my moon sign is whatever, so I'm going to be fine tomorrow. Or, like, my fortune teller told me this thing's good, or, like, this spiritual healing thing cured this thing, so I'm going to be okay. Like, I think it's
something to give them hope.
Yeah, it's just something to give hope. That's what I think of it. But that doesn't mean it can't, like, not be fully real. Like, I still think it could be to some degree. I just don't think anything has, like, amazing, crazy benefits like they make it out to be. If that makes sense. That kind of, reminds me of chiropractors. We did a whole thing on that.
They're a bunch of shams. It feels good, but doesn't do shit.
I didn't even think it felt good. I was like, it felt terrible. And they're like, all right, come back twice a week. And I was like, no.
I'm not coming back ever again.
Yeah. It's literally if they didn't have the cracking, they wouldn't have it. Like, nobody would care. They love the cracks. They're crack addicts.
Well, thank you for that list. I'm glad we now know where Crendor falls.
I needed to know.
Yeah, there you go.
Own sanity.
It makes sense. And we're going to wrap this episode up. We're off to do a mini-sode over for patreon.com/ChilluminatiPod. Join the tier if you want to hear about what I think and the other boys think of the UFO conference and whatever else we decide we bring to the table for articles this week. And thank you, Crendor, for leading us through your own version of internet mysteries this week. I very much appreciate it.
Hey, no problem.
We will, we'll be back next week, guys. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for listening.
Hey, no problem.
Goodbye. My wife were sitting outside indulging on our porch one night, enjoying ourselves. I needed to go to the bathroom, so I stepped back inside, and after a few moments, I hear my wife go, "Holy shit, get out here." So I quickly dash back outside, and she's looking up at the sky in awe. I look up too, and there's a perfect line of dozen lights traveling across the sky.